statement, differences between cash flow statement and fund flow statement. Then procedure for preparation of funds flow statement. There is a format on this. Based on the format, no, you have to actually prepare this particular problems are solved. Then statement of changes in working capital. Again, working capital के problems आएंगे because fund flow statement में the main concept is you will be doing the sums on the basis of working capital. It is a calculation of working capital. Then again, after which you will be preparing statement of funds from operation. These are the steps. First step is preparation of funds flow statement. Out of this, you'll be preparing the working capital. After preparing the working capital, next step to be prepared is statements of funds from operations. उसके लिए भी अलग से फॉर्मेट रहेगा. वर्किंग कैपिटल का अलग फॉर्मेट है, फंड्स फ्रॉम ऑपरेशन का अलग फॉर्मेट है. So depending on the formats, you have to put in the items and find out the profits and losses. The last is statement of sources and application of funds. Even this has a different format. So put together, all three types of formats are there under this particular chapter where you will be doing the problems. Okay, so this is also easy. And then next is cash flow statement. Same thing, how you will be doing the cash funds flow statement. Here cash flow funds is like your investment. फंड्स यानी कि जो तुम्हें इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हैं हर चीज में, बिजनेस के लिए हो या फिर कुछ भी शेयर होल्डर्स के लिए, बाइंग ऑफ स्टॉक्स, putting the business, putting the this thing capital into the business, everything, all those things, transactions will be done under funds flow statement, and how your fund has been taking care of your business, and how that funds are helping you for the further business exposure. Okay, so that things you'll be studying here. Then the next is cash flow. Now cash flow means whatever you have invested, after investment how your cash has been flowing, okay, where and all it is going, and how you are making the use of your what is that your cash, and where and all you're investing again and again, and from where you're getting the cash back, and all those entries, that thing you'll be recording here. So you'll be studying what meaning and definition of cash flow statement, concept of cash and cash equivalents, uses of cash flow statement, then limitations of cash flow statement, then provisions of Indian accounting standard. These are some accounting standards here. So this is not required, but then for your knowledge purpose, you must know that. Then procedure. Now starts actual calculation of your cash flow statement. See, procedure for preparation of cash flow statement. Now there is a procedure for this. Again, cash flow from operating activities. See, like I told you, under the funds flow statement, first you'll be preparing the procedure for preparation of funds flow statement. Simultaneously क्या होता है यहाँ पे, statement of changes in working capital आएगा, statements of funds from operation आएगा, ऐसा जाएगा फॉर्मेट ये. तो सेम वे वन कैश फ्लो ऑल्सो, वंस द प्रोसीजर इज प्रिपेयर्ड, इसका थोड़ा बहुत चेंजेस आएगा. वेरी सिमिलर कैलकुलेशन ओनली, फंड्स फ्लो स्टेटमेंट एंड दिस थिंग. So a little bit of here and there, formats will change here. Okay, so here you'll be studying cash flow statement from operating activities, cash flow from investing activities, and cash flow from financing activities. Then preparation of cash flow statement according to the Indian accounting standards. Old भी देखा है और indirect methods भी देखा है. So even this has a format. So when I provide the format, after format you can follow up the problems. Okay, and last but not the least chapter, that is a management reporting. It is completely a theory chapter. Okay, which you will be studying. Again, very easy topics are there for you. Here you will be studying about what exactly is management reporting. Okay, how management reporting, what kind of management reporting happens in a business organization, how business organization what do you tell, maintains its reports. Okay, and how it is managed by the entire management, or requisites, how requisites of a good reporting system. Requisites are nothing but again importance, how important is a report by the management in a business organization. How does it help, how does the report helps the business organization to keep up their records. Okay, so everything is about that. Then you have principles of a good reporting system. Of course, when you're recording certain reports, they will have certain rules, regulations, and the principles, so accordingly they have to follow the formats, isn't it? So for that they have a procedure also, and they have the principle also. Then what are the different kinds of reports? There are different types of reports here. I will give you a complete chapter, this is a PDF on this. You can take a Xerox, or if you have scanners also you can study, no issues. It's a very simple and it's a very important chapter. Again, definitely for your 6 marks and for your 14 marks, one theory question will definitely come. Okay, that is what is management reporting, and what are the different types of, or what are the kinds of what are the different kinds of management reports. That question they may ask. Then at last you have drafting of reports under different situations. Of course, when it comes to business, you don't maintain one or two records here, isn't it? As you have different departments in your organization to take place, and different situations, different systems you work out in your business organization. So accordingly, whatever type, whichever type, whatever different under different situation, different scenarios, how are you going to prepare your, and how are you going to show your reports? So it's all about management reporting. Okay, so this is intro about the what is that, about your management accounting subject. Okay, so here the first chapter I said I'm going to skip it because I'm not going to start as of now, because it is the easy chapter. So this ratio analysis has a lot of calculations, a lot of formulas. So that's the reason I'm going to start with ratio analysis chapter as of now. Later on we'll see, because this funds flow and cash flow I really wanted to do offline classes, because a lot of calculations will be done under this. I hope if I get offline classes, I really want to do fund flow and cash flow. Otherwise, you people have to learn it through online only. But it will take a little. The calculations are a bit here and there. So let's try our best. Okay. However, unit two will be started. Okay, but before starting unit two, okay, there are certain formats under this. Let me just share this with you. Where is that? Okay, so ratio analysis formulas. These formulas, I want you people to write in your notes. So anyway, you're gonna maintain. Are you all listening? Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so these are the formulas here. See, like I told you, the problems, liquidity ratio. Under liquidity ratio you have current ratio and liquid or quick ratio. Okay, uska bhi formula hai to calculate the current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. Then liquid का liquid or quick asset divided by quick liabilities. Okay, ये वाले जो हैं पूरे formulas हैं. This one, all the formulas you have to by heart, and whatever I have written here towards the right side, these are the extra formulas. Okay, this also needs to be maintained in your notes. Absolute liquid ratio, uska formula आके cash plus short term investment divided by current liabilities. Then stock in trade, how do you calculate stock in trade, which is equal to current assets minus quick assets. Okay, so this is one concept. Then you have the next is structure ratio or solvency ratio or leverage ratio. तो इसके भी बहुत सारे formulas हैं. Debt equity ratio, proprietary ratio, interest coverage ratio, capital gearing ratio. इसका भी जो है by heart करना है formulas. Then simultaneously towards the right side you have calculation of creditors के लिए, that is creditors turnover ratio. This is actually C, not E. Okay, so creditors turnover ratio, which is equal to total number of days in a year divided by number of years or months. Okay, then creditors. Now how to calculate creditors? Creditors is equal to credit purchases divided by credit turnover ratio. इसका calculation है. Okay, so this is not there. Calculation of solvency ratio, it is not there, it is scratched out. Next is calculation of sales, that is gross profit divided by gross profit ratio. Okay, so to get the sales value you have to have the information of gross profit divided by gross profit ratio. So these are some of the small calculations formulas here, whatever I've written towards the right side. This is also equally important, like whatever it is printed here, even these are also equally important. Okay, then you have turnover or activity ratio. Under this also you have multiple formulas here, four kinds of formulas here, and there are also alternative ones. Okay, so this is also important. Then next you have profitability ratio. Then gross profit ratio you have, how to calculate the gross profit divided by net sales into 100. Then net sales minus cost of goods sold divided by net sales into 100, all these things. Okay, then next after this, the next thing is, again it is continued, again the formulas are continued. All these 11, like almost 12 formulas you have in this, in which you have it in profitability ratio. Okay, so under liquidity ratio, two formulas, capital structure ratio, four formulas, then turnover or activity ratio, four formulas. This profitability ratio may you have almost 12 formulas. Okay, 12 are almost important. Then how to calculate the net profit ratio, operating ratio, operating profit ratio, return on investment, ROI, then return of shareholders fund or return on proprietary equity, that's one. Then next you have return on equity capital, earnings per share ratio, okay, this thing formula, then dividend payout ratio, dividend yield ratio, price earning ratio, then preference dividend ratio. So all these are 12 number of formulas. Put together, you have almost like almost 30 to 35 formulas, okay, which are very, very, very important. So it's better you people take a Xerox and keep it separately. Else, if you're okay writing and keeping it, you can keep it. But I make sure that you keep the separate formulas. It should not mix up with your notes. So whenever you're doing the any problem, I don't want you people to keep turning the pages. That would be again a distraction for you all. So better you write it in a sheet of paper, or better you take a PDF. Anyway, it's clear enough, right? The thing is, PDF is clear enough. So I think you can take a print also if you are convenient enough, or else if you're okay writing, practicing, that also is done. It's fine with me. I don't have any issues. Okay, but then I want you people to have this formulas ready with you. Tomorrow when I take class, I want you all to keep these formulas ready with you. Okay. So next is we have, I'm going to start the chapter for you. See, ratio analysis chapter mein what are the other things to be written, or if you have, I'm referring MN Arora textbook. Okay, the textbook for this is, if you want to buy the textbook also, you can buy the textbook. Whatever I'm going to teach, everything is from MN Arora textbook. If there is any extra notes to be provided for you, I will send a PDF. I have the notes also, written notes of a student. If there is anything, any sums to be provided from the notes, that also I'll be sending you a PDF. That also you can study or take a Xerox and keep it. Okay, so you can note down the author name is author name, I don't remember, I believe. Oh, MN Arora only. Author and publication is Vision Publications. Vision Publications, or Himalaya also is fine. MN Arora is author. Okay. So you can go with it. So now ratio analysis. Yeah, I'm going to start with the introduction here. So under this chapter, you have introduction, meaning, classification of ratios, then rest of the problems to be calculated under the different types of ratios. So now what exactly is your ratio analysis? Okay. What do you mean by ratio analysis? See, ratio analysis is very powerful and most commonly used tool of analysis and interpretation of financial statements. Now, what is financial statements? Financial statements is nothing but it's a description about your assets and liabilities, isn't it? So it's all about what kind of assets are being there in your company, and what kind of liabilities you have invested, and how you are taking care of liabilities and your assets. The calculations, the observations, keeping a record of all your assets and liabilities. Okay, this total calculation is all about your financial statements. It is giving, that is nothing but coming out with a brief information, coming out with a brief and a value information, which gives a correct information about your business. That is basically, out of that you're going to calculate the ratios. Okay, so see here, it is concentrated on the interrelationship among the figures appearing in the financial statement. That means nothing but figures in the sense like, that's what number of investment you have done, whether it is from 1 rupee to lakhs of rupees or crores of rupees. So it keeps concentrating on those values until you get a particular value, until you get a particular profit. It keeps on doing the calculation. So it keeps the updates of everything. This ratio analysis, it keeps the updates of your figures, whatever values you have put in into your this thing business, budget you have put in, the capital you have put in, the shareholders, the values of your shareholders, everything that will be giving you the actual this thing, what do you results. Okay, the next is ratio analysis helps to analyze the past performances of a company and to make the future projections. So of course it actually gives the comparison among your whatever has happened in the business previously. What was your performances, what was your sales, what was your record of basically the performances of your previous records and your current performances. That means that is nothing but the assets and liabilities. Okay, the performances of your assets and liabilities, it gives you a brief differences, whether how it was before and how it is now in the future, and how it is going to be in the future, the present and the future. It calculates that it gives you that information. Okay, then next is yes, it allows various interest parties like management, what all it includes when it is doing such huge this thing performances. So what exactly, how does it helps others also, and what kind of help is are they going to get to find out the information? See, it includes it interest parties like management, shareholders, potential investment, creditors, government, and other analysis to make an evaluation of the various aspects of the performances from their own point of view and interest. For example, management and shareholders may be interested in the company's profitability, while creditors and debentures may be interested in the solvency of the company. So here, yeah, it's all about managing things. It's about investors. Okay, it see, ratio analysis, it keeps the value of your figures, the money it maintains, it gives you the correct information on how you have calculated your, on how and how much you have invested in the company. So it makes sure it gives the equal importance not only to the shareholders, even to the creditors. That is what they're telling. So for example, management and shareholders, who are the management and shareholders? They are the internal part of your company. Okay, it not only gives them or helps them to do the this thing figure calculations of figures, it also gives the profitability, while creditors and debentures, because they come out, creditors and debentures are the outsiders, it also makes sure them that they also they are interested in solvency of the company. Solvency of the company means, solvency is again nothing but again it gives you a proper what do you tell, solvency is again investment itself. Okay, smooth flow of investment, smooth flow of funds. Okay, which helps the internal as well as the external parties to participate equally and to invest the money. Okay, and there it gives you the this thing, what is that, then there the ratio analysis takes place, and it gives you the definite ratio. Okay, whether it is equal or whether it is odd or it is even, or it comes out in the even ratio or it comes out in the odd ratio, odd number of ratios. Okay, so this is about the ratio analysis. So here also they have given you a small definition here. See, ratio analysis is applied to financial statement. It always gives the information based on your financial statements to analyze the success, to know whether whatever the investment has been done, whether it is giving you a success, a failure, or a progress of a business. It is a fas- uh, fascinating topic. Fascinating topic means again it is a very interesting topic which helps each and every business to find out its performances. Okay, so that one you can just refer it as a definition here, and they have given you a example how ratio analysis can be calculated and how ratio analysis actually looks like when it is playing with the figures. Then obviously what happens, the numbers, how does it give you a definite ratio, how does it come out? Okay, so see here, a ratio is simply one number expressed in terms of another number. One number, it is expressed in the terms of another number. In other words, a ratio expresses mathematical relationship between one number and another. It is just like a calculation of mathematical concept. Okay, for example, like see, the ratio of 200 to 100 is expressed as, to make it as simplest way. Okay, to convert this 200 into 100, how do you convert this into ratio? So what happens, the zeros get calculated, zeros and zeros get cancelled from 200 and 100. So it becomes simplest way, it gives you the easier way of calculation. So this becomes like this, 2 is to 1, and these 2 is to 1 has a value 2 equal to one number. See here, that is what I'm telling. A ratio is simple one number expressed in terms of another number. So one number is expressed. So one number is nothing but this 2 is to 1. This 2 is to 1 is actually one number now when it comes to ratio, because the value of this was 200. 200 to 100. Now this you are converting into ratio. So now this has become a whole number for you. 2 is to 1 is a whole number for you. Now you're converting this into one single number. So how do you convert? The value of 1 will always remain 1 only. So 2 into 1. 2 ones are 2. So this becomes your 2. Now this is how the ultimate result, which converts, which expresses another number into one number, is called as ratio analysis. Okay, or ratio number. So thus a ratio is calculated by dividing into figure of another. Dividing, you can divide it also or you can multiply also. Okay, so here see, now example is given to you all. See, gross profit, now they have given in terms of figures. Now total actual value, see here, gross profit 20,000, sales is 1 lakh. Now you want to convert this into ratio analysis. Now you want to give a proper figure for the this thing, ratio analysis. So what do? You divide this. Now you take the formula of sales here. Now gross ratio of gross profit to sales gross profit divided by sales. So if you do it, see 20,000 divided by lowest number will be the first, then the divided by the highest number. So 1 lakh is equal to 0 is to 2 you will get, 0 is to 2, sorry 0.2 is to 1 you will get. Or simply if you divide it 20,000 divided by, otherwise if you just cancel all the zeros, see first 4 zeros you cancel from this, then remaining four zeros you calculate, 2 divided by 10 you'll get, after 2 divided by 10 you'll get 0.2, which is equal to 1. 1 is always there, 1 is always, should be always there, 1 is common. Ratio means is to 1, is to 1 always has to be added. With this only, the simplest way is 0.2. Okay, so anything multiplied again, this again multiplied here again, 0.2 is to 1 or 0.2 into 1 will always give you 0.2 as your answer. So this is how it is done. Then again, this is the ratio of gross profit to sales. Now if you want to find out the same in the form of percentage, okay, the percentage here ratio may be calculated as percentage also. Gross profit, it just here into 100 will be multiplied. Okay, so gross profit divided by sales into 100 is 20,000 divided by 1 lakh into 100 is 220%. They're just example they have given, but this is the foremost, actually this is the first example which is being calculated for your ratio analysis, that is ratio of gross profit to sales, because only gross profit and sales is given to you, isn't it? So just divide it, you'll get some value. Is to 1 is common, you have to always use it, and in the simplest way, that is expressing into one number expressed into the form of another number is 0.2. Okay, so this is how you're supposed to calculate it. Okay, so are you all understanding this? Yes, ma'am. Okay, so you just write down this example in your notes. Then next is classification of ratios. How are you going to start off this ratios? See here, classification of ratios. See, first is classification according to the nature of accounting statement from which the ratios are derived. So you have balance sheet ratios. Under balance sheet ratios, what all you're going to calculate? These ratios deal with the relationship between two items appropriate. The balance sheet example, current ratio, liquid ratio, debt equity ratio. This also you write down. Then profit and loss account ratios. Under this, how you're going to calculate? This type of ratio shows the relationship between the two items which are in the profit and loss account. Example, gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, operating ratio, stock turnover ratio, etc. Then you have combined or composite ratio. In this also you write down this classification. See, this is the main thing you're going to do the problems. Calculation from the point of view of the financial statement or objective. The second thing, on the basis of the second thing, you're going to calculate all the formulas. Using the formula, with the help of the formulas, you're going to calculate the problems. Okay, so this is just for your knowledge purpose. This one, the first one, you're not going to calculate anything on this, but you'll be focusing and calculating on the second part of the ratios. Okay, then each and everything. Now we are going to start with the next class. I'm going to start with liquidity ratio. Each each step by step we are going to do it. Under liquidity ratio, first we will be calculating how to calculate the liquid ratio. Then again the things are continued, the formulas are continued under liquid ratio. Then they have current ratio here, how to calculate current ratio, iska bhi format hai. Then what do you mean by current assets, what all things includes current assets? I think you all know what is your current assets, what are your current liabilities, not the total assets or total liabilities here. They have asked only the current asset. This is the difference here. You cannot take all the total assets and total liabilities. That is a wrong way. You're going to select only the current assets and the current liabilities and divide this. When you divide it, you will get the value of your current ratio. Okay, so this one also you write down the formulas, write down the heading as liquidity ratio. Then under this, the first formula you write down current ratio. Current ratio mein what is the formula? Current assets divided by current liabilities. Then all these things is not required for you. This meaning of current liability, significance and objectives is not required. Anyhow, that will stay in your textbook. Later on, you can just refer. Then we will start with the first problem. Okay, so as of now, I want you people to at least write here until here, page number, what is the page number? 3.3 तक यहाँ तक लिख कर रखना है with the formulas, with the theory part, all this entire thing, whatever I gave you this thing introduction about it, this introduction and plus this one also. Write down all the formulas and update it in your notes. These formulas are very, very important. Okay, write down the formula, write down the theory part and write down the first formula and keep it. This formula you write and keep it so that it will help you in the next class to calculate the problems. Okay? Understanding, all of y'all? Any doubts you people have?
Ma'am, that current
No, ma'am.
you're saying, Current asset is nothing but the investment or the cash flow that a current company has in its hand, right? Like stock or
Mm-hmm.
the amount in bank. That is the one, right? You're
Yes,
saying
yes.
that
See,
is
it is
like
here. It is
fixed
given
or
in detail.
okay,
What
okay,
are your current assets? See, meaning of current assets.
yeah,
Those are not your total assets. Total assets is different. Well, you know what is a total assets? Total
yeah.
assets is a mixture of your fixed assets and current
Current
assets.
assets, yes,
Okay, so here they have asked you only the current assets. So current assets may see you have cash in hand, readily marketable securities, bills receivables, debtors, doubtful debt, stock in trade, prepaid expenses, and any other asset which is a normal course of business will be converted in cash. Anything which is converted in cash, that is basically called as current assets, which are used stable, which are
okay,
stabilized into stable this thing. Currently they are used, immediately they are instantly they are used. Those
yes,
things are basically called as your current assets. When it comes to your furniture, machinery, those and all are your fixed assets. Okay, those comes into a different category there. So this is a different thing. Okay, same thing applies for your current liabilities also. So this includes your sundry creditors, then bills payable, then bank overdraft, income tax payables. Even this comes under cash only. Something deals with cash and funds. So those things are basically called as your current liabilities.
okay.
Okay, so up to here, you please maintain your this thing notes and keep it. Tomorrow's class, I think I can take class tomorrow 4:30 only for you people, because 4:30 you all are free Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Are you all okay with it?
Yeah, ma'am, we'll go according to the timetable.
5:30 only you want the class?
No, no, we'll go.
Yes, ma'am. It will be better for us also, no, ma'am. We'll be having classes.
No, no. What I'm telling you is, see, 4:30 Friday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You don't have 4:30 classes. You have only from 5:30 onwards. So I'm telling you, can I take 4:30 class or should I take 5:30 only for you people?
You take 4:30.
5:30 will be better, ma'am.
5:30 only you want?
Ma'am, like only 3 days you'll get the class, no ma'am? Like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yes, yes.
Other days we'll be having a class, but 3 days will not have a class, ma'am. You can take at 4:30 only.
4:30 only, yeah. Okay, why? Because see, I know you people, some people want 4:30, some people they want 5:30. That's what I want confirmation for you people. But I'm fine. I'm free from 4:30 till 6:30. I'm free only. But what I'm telling you is, see, Friday, especially on Fridays, what happens is Asar Namaz will start off at 5 o'clock. Okay, in between namaz, you people will be there. 5:30 I have to do. Then again, Friday, no, Maghrib namaz also will happen that time. It will extend now 6:30 tak. So that's what I'm telling. At least Friday 4:30 I will take off, so that you will get your Asar namaz also and Maghrib namaz also. Only on Friday I think I can, you people have to compromise. Let's not skip our namaz. Okay, only on Fridays. Is it fine with you all?
I'm totally fine with
Yes,
anything
ma'am.
that you have, ma'am.
Hmm. Only Friday. Friday we will take 4:30 class. Otherwise, see, if you all are free, I'll take 4:30. If you all are not free, then I can take 5:30 also. I don't have any issues because I am free both the hours. I don't have any other classes. That's what I'm telling. But Friday I will have a 4:30 class itself for you people. Okay, done.
Done, ma'am.
अच्छा ठीक है, then you people complete those notes and update it. Tomorrow we'll start with the practical thing. All right. Uh, and Asfia, or who's keeping the updates of attendance? Asfia.
Ma'am, like other lecturers, they are marking. I don't know where they are marking, but they are calling out the names and they are marking the attendance, ma'am.
Okay, Asfia, can you just share the screenshot? Because I
Yeah,
don't know.
sure, ma'am.
You keep
Yes,
the
ma'am.
update of MA class, because I actually am getting confused with this LBS college and this thing. Anyhow, I can keep a record, no issues. Just take a screenshot, because you people are hardly few people come to the classes. So better Aspia or my class, MA class, you keep the update of the attendance. Okay,
Okay,
and send it in the group. Take a screenshot and send it in the group, so that others also will know that attendance is being taken. Okay,
okay, ma'am.
fine then. Fine then. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care, all of you all. Bye, Allah Hafiz. Bye bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.